Genius Insomniac. It's Bruce, the coolest nerd you know. If you like this video, make sure you assault and abuse the thumbs up, the like button, whatever you want to call it. Let's get right into it. By the way, if you don't like this video, just watch the next episode. I might be talking about something you love. First story I'm gonna talk about is 18-year-old girl getting 40 years for killing somebody over PlayStation 4. I'm gonna give this 2 minutes. Okay, so the girl's name is Kayla Dixon. And originally back in 2014, her boyfriend, Nathaniel Vivian, he responded to a Craigslist ad for PlayStation 4 from a guy named Danny Zeitz. And when he went there, he actually went there to rob the guy. When the guy had the audacity to resist the robbery, Kayla pulls a gun out and shoots the dude and kills him. I mean,
anything, almost anything to bring Daniel back, but I know I can't.
Prosecutors say Dixon and her boyfriend responded to a Craigslist ad Zeitz posted.
Achievement unlocked? I mean, what was she looking for? I mean, I love my first person shooters. Trust me, I love them. But I mean, to kill this dude in real life over the PlayStation 4, I mean, it's only what, $200, what, $300, $300 now? I mean, the PlayStation 4.5 is coming out soon. I mean, wow. I can't really wrap my head on this, but anyway, so she shoots this guy. She's been in court for 2 years. They just gave Kayla 40 years. I mean, 40 years she deserves. I don't want to see any free Kayla t-shirts and hashtags. No. Kayla needs to go down for 40 years. I'm sorry. It's just, you kill somebody over PlayStation 4. Are you serious? I mean, you couldn't even get, I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you would kill somebody over PlayStation 4. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. So yeah, man, I'm sorry, lock her up, throw away the key. I mean, she's a piece of shit for doing that. That's absolutely crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, I wonder exactly what achievement, you know, popped up when she shot this dude. I mean, I'm not making light of her killing the guy. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, apparently this dude was like a semi-professional video gamer. He's selling the game, and then these pieces of shit come along and kill him over PlayStation. So let's just move on to the next story. The next story I'm only giving one minute to. Matter of fact, I'm putting the 1 minute on the clock right now. Okay, so this guy named Steven Schneider, he was in New Orleans trying to catch a flight back to Atlanta, and the previous flight had been delayed by so much that every single passenger except for himself took a different flight. So when he gets to the gate, he thinks he's missed his plane because no one's there, only to find out he's the only person that's still on the flight. And since they had to take the flight back to Atlanta anyway, he got to fly on a commercial airplane completely by himself, nobody around except for him and, of course, the flight attendants, which I wonder, did he still try to get in the Mile High Club? I take that back. I wondered, and then I saw this picture here, and I was like, But then I was thinking, well, still, you know, I guess you could, sometimes you gotta chalk it up. I guess the worst part of that is even though there's no one else on the flight, you can only move the seat, what, like 10 degrees? So you're still uncomfortable, even with no one else on the flight. He only had elbow room. That's probably about it. That's all the time I really wanted to spend on that one. So moving along to the next story. Beloved Facebook. So let's give Facebook 2 minutes on the clock. Mark Zuckerberg had to recently meet with conservatives who have been complaining that Facebook is not giving a fair shot to the trending part of Facebook to conservative candidates and conservative sources. So Facebook's response to this was to give political bias training to their programmers to make sure that they include a fair amount of conservative stories. And the reasoning behind this is they're saying that, well, Facebook is a news site to a lot of its users. It's like 1.6 billion users. I'm on there all the time. So them saying that by this being a news outlet for most users, they're saying that we need to be more neutral in our position. Social media, you can find a lot of news amongst your peers. That's true, but at the same time, it's not the only place you should rely on news. So I really don't care if the programmers are biased to one party or another unless it becomes outrageous. They may try to program out certain stories, but what's popular is what's popular. I mean, if you search other, you probably should get a life. I mean, who really cares about what's being talked about on Facebook? If someone's talking about something I don't want to talk about, I can unfollow them. I can hide their posts. I can block them. I can do whatever I want. I don't even have to listen to them. It's really silly to even think about the people who looked in and said, okay, I'm not seeing enough conservative posts. Well, get more conservative friends. You can talk about that more. It's just too easy to remedy something like this. If you don't like the content on Facebook, it's kind of like the saying, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. So if you want certain topics to be talked about more on Facebook, then add more of your like-minded friends then. I mean, it's very, very simple to remedy that situation. But that's all the time I'm gonna give to this part of Facebook. Facebook comes up twice. Facebook is actually on 2 different times. So that's all the time you get for this particular topic. Moving on, this next one is actually two videos in one, because I thought these 2 videos were interesting, and I'm gonna give them 2 minutes on the clock. And so Ben Affleck decided to go on Bill Simmons' show and talk about Deflategate.
Real feelings. I wouldn't want guys who I didn't think were very good to know I didn't think they were very good. I wouldn't want guys who I thought were great to know I thought they were great. I want keep my opinions to myself.
The other video is LeBron James' speech to the Cleveland fans, and he had the team there or whatever.
I seen a lot of things when there's like LeBron James makes 6 straight finals appearances. Well, shit, James Jones made 6 straight as well.
What I found interesting in both of these videos, Ben Affleck, he just completely raw in this video. Really was passionate about it. And LeBron James, in his speech to Cleveland, I mean, he did like a 15-minute, he thanked some of his teammates for their contributions and whatnot. He used cuss words in front of all the Cleveland fans or whatever. And it just seemed like in both these videos, both of these guys seemed like they were drunk for some reason. I'm not saying that they would only cuss if they were drunk. They just seemed like they might have been a little loose in both videos. I just find it funny whenever you see people who are
Man, I love all of y'all, man. Thanks to all of y'all, dog.
Like Phil Niekro before he'll ever fucking put the football in a game. Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
passionate while under the influence. I'm not saying that they were drunk, but it just felt like they were. You know, LeBron James, he's being a little goofy about some certain things. He was making little jokes and whatnot. I mean, he was talking like he was about to run for president when he's talking about his teammate.
Dante Jones, we just picked him up. He's the luckiest man in the world, I'll tell you that. We just picked his ass up like 2 months ago.
Like as though he was a GM himself. And Ben Affleck, I mean, he was so angry, and the blank look, I mean, the look he had on his face, it just looked like he was drunk a little bit, and it was just hilarious to watch these 2 videos. So I mean, I want you to watch these 2 videos. I mean, they have a nice link to both of them. They're worth watching though, just to hear their takes on the respective topics. So I suggest you go and check these 2 videos out. They were very, very entertaining to me, just because I felt like something was off with both of these guys or whatever. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows. This last story touches my heart dearly, because on Facebook I tend to, I won't say I bash Facebook Live users, but I'm very, very critical of Facebook Live users. The reason I'm so critical is because a lot of Facebook Live users, okay, let me start the clock, I'm sorry. So a lot of Facebook Live users, if you're using Facebook Live and you have no idea what you're about to do on Facebook Live, that means you're using Facebook Live wrong. I don't want to see it. I cringe when I get the Facebook Live notifications. Horrible. I cannot stand it one bit when I see a Facebook Live notification, only because I'm prepared to see a horrible video. I'm not saying that every video or everything that people share should be professional and that I only follow professionals, but unless I really, really, really know you, I'm gonna probably block all notifications from you altogether if I see you go live on Facebook. And here's what's so interesting about Facebook Live. It's actually gonna, the service itself is gonna expand here soon. Facebook Live is gonna roll out so that while you're doing a live broadcast, you can bring in another Facebook Live user at the same time and share the broadcast out to others, or while people are watching, you can bring them into your stream. That's a great idea, but most people they're just not that entertaining when it comes to what they do on Facebook Live. and it's bothersome at times. I'm not saying every video I put out is 5-star, but at least try to make it entertaining. And Facebook is also, this is like almost like a 3-part thing with this Facebook Live thing, because is also offering like celebrities and brands millions of dollars. Like, not joking, like you can check the links in the description on this. So Facebook Live is offering people like Kevin Hart and brands like BuzzFeed and like CNN and all that. They're offering these companies and brands millions of dollars. Like, I think a couple of the deals are like $3 million, $1 million, all this, to post live videos every day. And these are like 1-year contracts. And what they're gonna do is they're just gonna post every single day, and in order to, I guess, to put out Facebook Live content, to really push the platform of Facebook Live. This scares me because so many people neglect how we feel about being on social media. They neglect that we want to see good content, that we want to be entertained, that we don't really want to see you do some of the mundane nonsense in your daily lives. It could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I guess we'll find out very shortly. That's the time when they start rolling these things out. But, so I gotta end it on that note. So if you like any or all of this video, make sure you assault and abuse the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Don't subscribe if you don't want to. It's all good. If you didn't like any of the topics today, sorry. I'll have new topics on the next show. I'm gonna try to put these out every few days, every 2 to 3 days if I can. If not, just know they're coming like every few days. Can't give you an exact schedule, but hope you hang in there with me on this. As always, oh, by the way, the links are down in the descriptions for the stories I've been talking about. Like I said, as always, I'm Bruce, coolest nerd you know.